When you think about the future of South Florida and Florida, probably some of the things that come to mind are like that of maybe Miami, West Palm, maybe even Orlando and Tampa. But honestly, what should come to mind is Fort Lauderdale. And most people kind of overlook it. Number one, we got a great location. We have a ton of people moving here. We're bringing some luxury here, and the development is absolutely unreal, and it's going to completely reshape the way that we think about living in luxury. So in this video, we're gonna talk about all that, some of the things coming to Fort Lauderdale, what the future of Fort Lauderdale looks like, and is Fort Lauderdale really the best place for you and your family? But before we jump into that, all I ask is that if you or anyone you know are looking to buy, sell, or invest anywhere here in Fort Lauderdale or South Florida in general, we'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. We've helped hundreds of families just like you make the move here to Fort Lauderdale in South Florida, and unfortunately some of them to actually leave the area. But any way that we can help you, you can call us, email, text us, whatever's easiest for you. We got you. But now let's talk about why Fort Lauderdale is poised for some growth here in the future. Well, number one, everyone and their mom is starting to realize that like, hey, Fort Lauderdale has been this hidden gem that we've actually seen and known about this entire time. Why haven't we looked to live there? More and more people are actually moving up from the Miami-Dade area. More and more people are coming from all over the country to the Fort Lauderdale area. But why? Well, number one, I think we have a clutch location. So as you can see on the map, we're putting one over here. So stand over here. But on the map, we're in a pretty central location between both West Palm and Miami. Plus we have the Bright Line. So if you really want to get down there or you're traveling back and forth a lot, you don't want to sit in traffic, you could take the train. On top of that, we're a great mix between both cities as well. Obviously, Miami's popping, there's a bunch of nightlife, everything going on. Fort Lauderdale's a little bit more laid back, a little bit more chill. Then West Palm, there's not a whole lot going on. It's a little quiet. So we got a little bit more going on than West Palm. So we got a nice mix between the two. Not to mention going back to that laid back vibe. I mean, if you love boating and boating is the most important thing to you, then Fort Lauderdale is the city for you. At the end of the day, we are the yachting capital of the world, and we really take that to heart. Whether you're getting out there on the water on a yacht, going out on a paddleboard, a kayak, a center console, just getting out on the water in general is a completely different feeling than anything else. You get to go and explore the waterways, get to see, all the different boats, the houses, not to mention having fun at a sandbar with your friends with a couple cold ones. Yeah, you can't beat that. On top of that, there's actually a ton of development coming here to the Fort Lauderdale area. And they know that like, hey, if we still want to be that hotspot for people to come and move to, we need to invest in the city and we need to bring more and more things here. So with that being said, in just the Fort Lauderdale area, we have a ton of different things going on. So one of the first things is that of Marina Village at Bahia Mar, which is an outdoor food hall, for lack of a better word, which is right there across from Fort Lauderdale Beach on the marina side at the Bahia Mar. And you get everything to eat here that you would pretty much want. You want bowls, lobster rolls, tacos, pizza, alcohol-infused gelato or non-alcohol infused gelato. And they have a dulce de leche one that is absolutely dangerous. There's also a bar and even the Shorely in the back, which is a converted ferry into a waterfront bar, which is sweet. And speaking of bars, we also have the Nube rooftop bar at the Hilton. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, we don't really have a ton of rooftop bars. We have the OGs like those Sparrow and Rooftop at 1 WLO, and we have some other ones in between. But if we want to attract more people from both out of Miami and New York City, we have to invest in different things that they're used to and that they like, and people here actually like and enjoy as well. So this is a great add. Some other things that we've had are some new restaurants and activities along Las Olas, like that of Howl at the Moon, which is an interactive karaoke bar. And it's not karaoke like you and me singing, because trust me, you don't want to hear me sing, but the workers actually sing. And I was thinking like, okay, karaoke bar, this could be cool. But we actually went the other night and it was a ton of fun. And right next door, there's a new restaurant called Elbow, which has Mediterranean cuisine. And speaking of restaurants, we do have plenty of new ones coming, like that of Catch and Cut, Swizzle Rum Bar, we have Earl's, and plenty of others in the works. Not to mention all the OGs that you absolutely love, like that of Taco Craft, we have El Camino, Salt 7, Moxie's, American Social, and everything and anything in between. Now, another thing to think about is the development in Pompano when it comes to things like that. So they've dumped a ton of money in Pompano. They no longer want to be Fort Lauderdale's little brother. Fort Lauderdale no longer wants to be Miami's little brother. So everyone's just kind of playing catch up. So with that being said, They've completely redone the pier and fishing village, which is absolutely stunning. So you have the brand new pier, you have restaurants right there on the beach, like that of Oceanic and Lucky Fish. There's a Mexican restaurant right there as well. You have Kilwins, a little coffee shop, a hotel, and on top of the hotel, there's also Pier 6, which is another rooftop bar. So as you can see, the rooftop bars are starting to become a thing. They've also redone the entire downtown Pompano area. Now, where I think Fort Lauderdale and the future of Fort Lauderdale is really going is into the luxury condo space. One thing we've been lacking for quite a while are luxury condos. Do we have condos? Oh yeah, we have plenty. Like obviously Gulp Mile is personally what I think the best beachfront condo stretch that you could be in the Fort Lauderdale area. Extremely walkable, some of the best views, and some of the best activities right in that area. But we don't have any new luxury condos like that of Miami. When you think of luxury condos, you think of everything going on in downtown Miami, Brickell, maybe Edgewater, south of 5th area. But now we finally kind of realized that, and we're starting to bring some absolutely stunning buildings to the area. So for example, we have the new Pier 66 residences that have been probably going to be completed first. And they're featuring 3 different towers, the Azul Tower, the Indigo Tower, and the Resort Tower. And they are all residences. There are not condotel units, 92 units in total, ranging from 2 bedrooms all the way up to 5 bedrooms. And they start at the $3.4 million range. However, that's when I'm filming this video. By the time you actually see it, they might be sold out because they are expecting to deliver these units by the middle of 2025. From there though, we'll work our way down Fort Lauderdale Beach and then loop up around Las Olas. So we'll work down Fort Lauderdale Beach and we get to the St. Regis residences, which are going to become, as they say, a mini Monaco here within Fort Lauderdale. I mean, it's perfect. Think about it. Like I said before, the yachting capital of the world, people love boating here in Fort Lauderdale. Let's build something with a marina component. And St. Regis realized this and is building this magnificent project right here on Fort Lauderdale Beach. So in the beginning, it will be 2 towers with 80 private residences each. Then down the road, there will be a resort tower with 79 condo hotel units along with 197 hotel rooms. They'll range from 1 bedrooms all the way up to 5 bedrooms, with pricing for the private residences starting at $3.8 million and then pricing for the resort residences starting at $2.6 million. We're expecting delivery to be around the 2029 timeframe. Then from there, we get into Celine, which will also be completed right around that Pier 66 timeframe. So they're going to be 196 units, 26 floors right there in Fort Lauderdale Beach, all residential units. So there's no condo hotel aspect of it. It's all for primary use. And they'll feature 2 to 4 bedroom units with delivery being around the middle of 2025. And at the time of this video, they're pretty much sold out. There might be a couple units left. From there, we get into the Riva Residenze, which will be the first yacht branded building here in Florida. And what better place to do it than the yachting capital of the world? So there'll be 36 ultra luxury units and 2 full floor penthouse units. They'll range from 2 bedrooms all the way up to 6 bedroom units with 20,000 square feet of amenity space, and they start at $3.5 million. Now let's head down Las Olas and work our way to the downtown Fort Lauderdale area. So the first building that we have is Andari, which will be right here on Las Olas, and it'll be one of the newest luxury condos coming to the Las Olas area. And honestly, you can't get any better location. If you work on Las Olas or you love Las Olas, this will be the building for you. So it's gonna feature 163 units across 45 floors, ranging from 2 bedrooms all the way up to 5 bedrooms, starting at $2.1 million with expected delivery in 2027. Then we get into Flagler Village, which if you're not familiar with, Flagler Village is pretty much like our version of Wynwood. It's our arts and entertainment district. So we have obviously different art events. We have, breweries, local bars. It's a lot of fun. Some great restaurants over there like Heritage Pizza, Blueprint Cookies, which might be some of the best cookies in all of Fort Lauderdale. There's also, what's it called? Invasive Species Brewing, which has won some of the awards for best brewery in Fort Lauderdale. So as you can see, a lot of different things going on. But for the longest time, pretty much all of Flagler Village is apartment buildings, and that's apartments for rent. However, that might change with some of these new developments. The first one is Fat Village, which will bring 1.7 million square feet of office space, 10,000 square feet of retail space, and 3 towers of multifamily. And there's some rumors that, there's some stuff going on with the Galleria Mall, but there's rumors that the Apple store there can move over to here at Fat Village or to this next project Searstown, which is right there on Federal and Sunrise. I know you've probably seen it roped off since forever, because since I was in high school, this thing's been roped off, but they're finally about to do something with it. I'll also believe it when I see it. But 3 towers of mixed use featuring a residential component, a hotel component, along with commercial. Now, there are actually 2 residential buildings coming to the Flagler Village area. Number 1 is the Viceroy, which is part of the Viceroy Hotel brand. So you get to enjoy all that has to offer worldwide. And it's gonna be located right here on Federal, directly across the street from the Waverly. And the Viceroy will have 370 units across 45 stories, and there'll be 2 different towers. One will be completely residential, while the other, they haven't announced it yet, but will most likely be rental units. And they'll range from studios all the way up to 4-bedroom units, with pricing starting in the mid $500,000 range. Not bad to get into the Viceroy. Expected deliveries going to be 2029. And last but not least, in the Fort Lauderdale area, we have a building that I personally think can completely transform the skyline of Fort Lauderdale, especially at the price point and what they're bringing, and that's Bell. So Bell is going to feature 775 fully furnished units that will all be residential. They will all be residences. There's no rental component to it. It'll be across 2 towers that are each 43 stories tall, but that's not even the best part. The best part is there's over 100,000 square feet of amenity space. Where in the world are you gonna get that in Fort Lauderdale, let alone South Florida? You're gonna have everything from a sunrise pool to a sunset pool, state-of-the-art fitness center, Pilates studio, yoga studio, the spa, sauna, steam room. You're gonna have a podcast studio, arts and crafts room, and most importantly, you're going to have a national tenant coming downstairs that will be the first of its kind in both Fort Lauderdale and Broward County. And I think that's going to also help reshape the city of Fort Lauderdale and the way that we think about health and wellness. Now, in terms of pricing here at Bell, they do start in the mid $400,000 range with expected delivery in 2028. Okay, we've talked about Fort Lauderdale, but what about Pompano? Like, Pompano's still Fort Lauderdale's little brother. Like, yeah, they did some stuff to the pier that's great. I'm telling you, the money being dumped into Pompano is absolutely unreal. If I do invest right now, I'd probably pick Pompano because they announced the Ritz-Carlton residences here in Pompano. And at first I was like, okay, like obviously the Ritz is doing their homework. They're not just gonna put a building anywhere, but the building absolutely sold out. They have a beachfront component as long as they enter coastal / marina front component, and it is unreal. So the beachfront component has 117 units and it's 31 stories, ranging from 1 bedrooms all the way up to 5 bedrooms, while the marina front component is 88 units across 17 stories, ranging from 1 bedrooms to 3 bedrooms. They're expected completion in 2026, but the fact that they have sold out has absolutely skyrocketed the Pompano Beach market, along with bringing numerous other buildings to the area. Don't worry though, if you still want a Ritz-Carlton residence and you want to be in pre-construction, they do have some up in Palm Beach County in both the Palm Beach Gardens area as well as downtown West Palm. But back to Pompano. We also have a Waldorf Astoria coming, which will be the first standalone Waldorf Astoria residences with no hotel component, which is pretty exciting. There will be 91 units across 28 floors, featuring 2-bedroom all the way up to 5-bedroom units, starting at $2.7 million, with expected delivery in 2027. Then we also have the W Hotel and Residences, which will be right there near the Pompano Beach Pier, which I think is a clutch location. It'll be 24 floors featuring 77 condo residences and 296 condo hotel suites, ranging from studios all the way up to 4-bedroom units, with a 2029 delivery and pricing expected to start in the mid $700,000 range. From there, we also have the Armani Residences, which are 28 units, all 3 bedrooms across 19 floors, 2 towers, and they start at $5 million. Then, last but not least, we have the Salado Residences, which are 40 units across 9 floors. They are also all 3-bedroom units, and they start at $2 million with expected delivery in 2026. So as you can see, the future of both Fort Lauderdale and Pompano is pretty exciting. Between all the people moving here, the new development, the restaurants, everything coming, there's a huge emphasis on the Fort Lauderdale area. So if you or anyone you know are looking to make this move as well, or you just have questions about it, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can call us, email, text us, whatever's easiest for you, we got you.